WoodWorks is a team of engineers and architects who help building specifiers and contractors build their projects using lumber and other wood products. There are over 18,000 buildings that are built annually in the US that are built with steel and concrete that by code could actually be built with wood but are not. And so what we're trying to do is change that. We are trying to get as much of that market as we can and get as many of those projects built in wood. And the way we do that is by kind of a two-pronged approach. We offer educational events as well as provide project assistance. And we use the educational events to really encourage people to learn about wood, to see a new way to build. And then we take it the next step and we can actually provide the assistance that they'll need to be successful in implementing that change on their projects. In Q1 alone, we had 9,600 participants in our Light Frame series. So these are folks who wanted to learn about how to design projects that utilize lumber in 5- and 6-story buildings and helping them understand some of the nuances, the fire design, the acoustics, again, how to build any type of structure using lumber in these applications. But then what we find is that where we really drive it home is we don't leave it there. What we can do then is provide the technical support that's needed on individual projects to help them be successful. So when someone who attends our education goes back to their office and tries to go ahead and try to design a project in wood and they've never done it before, we can provide that technical assistance to show them where wood can be used, how to navigate the codes for their particular project, as well as making their way through the building department, what information might be needed, all the way down to structural calculations we can help with. So what we want to do is ensure that once they decide they want to try wood, that they're hugely successful in doing so, so they don't just do one project, then they're off and running doing multiple projects. Being a nonprofit program, it's really important that we are able to show the impact we're making and be able to capture that. So the way WoodWorks is set up is that we track every single project that we are able to influence and convert. And this allows us to actually share specific addresses. So if you want to drive by a project that we've helped convert over to wood, you can. We report that out each quarter, and that allows us to have tangible results. So, we also do a lot of education. So in 2023, for example, we provided over 79,000 practitioner education hours. So we're out there making sure people are learning about how to design with wood. But then we also take that the step further and make sure it's making a difference in the way people build. And that's through the project support that we do. And so for an example, in 2023, we reported 470 projects that we directly influenced and converted. So again, these are projects that have gone to construction that we've helped support during the material decision phase of the project to make sure that they were feeling confident and could be successful in designing their project with wood. So again, trying to change that market by really getting people to try something new and different and giving the support they need to be successful. Our goal is to try to increase the amount of lumber that's used in as many projects as possible across the country. And the way I see WoodWorks is we're sort of the implementation arm. So we build on all the great work that the other programs that the SLB invests in does. So think wood, getting excitement and the word out about utilizing wood, and then the doors that AWC opens with code. Our goal is to really try to help people walk through those doors that have been opened to make sure that people do successfully actually design a wood structure. And just because there's an opportunity to do so, we want to encourage them to do it and show them how to do it. And so that's really where we fit in. And so together, I think it's a really nicely balanced overall program. Additionally, the investment in WoodWorks gives the lumber manufacturers an opportunity to leverage other funding. So about half of our funding comes from the Softwood Lumber Board, but the other half comes from other sources, such as the US government through the US Forest Service, and pretty much so dollar for dollar, there's a match. So everything that we're delivering in terms of results is getting a one-to-one match from other funding sources. So from that perspective, it's kind of a nice leveraging opportunity too. One of the biggest threats that I think we're facing right now is from other competitive materials. So a number of the competitive materials have come out with similar programs to WoodWorks. They're actually sort of modeled off WoodWorks from what we can tell, where they're offering direct technical support to convert a project to concrete masonry, for example. So they are getting organized and realizing the impact that we're making on the industry, which is a pretty big deal. So I think we've created a lot of momentum right now. And so it's a critical time to keep that going, to make sure that one, we are ahead, and we want to continue to be so going into the future. A great example of kind of where we're at is with tall wood. So these are projects that are between 8 and 18 stories. And over the last few years, when the code changed and opened up that opportunity, we've been supporting people to make sure they know how to design tall wood buildings. And there's been about a dozen built, but there's 200 that we are currently supporting that are currently in design. So again, we've had great success and made wonderful progress, but we are just at the very beginning of what is possible here. And so this is not the time to back off. This is the time to really move forward and get our stake in the ground as wood being the solution that people should be considering moving into the future.